With warming waters, changing oceanic currents, and reduced productivity, the frequency and magnitude of impacts are expected to increase in the upcoming decades. The impacts of climate change are disturbing fisheries, fishing communities, and seafood supply chains. There is much at stake, and action is needed now to promote sustainable fishery and aquaculture, industry growth, to strengthen supply chains, and to ensure participation of all stakeholders that will be key factors to build resilience. The good governance of aquaculture and fishing activities through science-based management measures is among the success factors for a sustainable exploitation of the ocean. But it is not enough. Past experiences show how much the private sector plays a crucial role and bears a responsibility that is often underestimated in the process of sustainable development of the fisheries sector. It is important to breathe new life in the fisheries sector through a blue transformation that puts the private fisheries sector at the heart of the sustainability process. This requires a better understanding by everyone of environmental issues, but also the adoption of new operating practices, the use of new production methods and tools, whether fishing gears and boats, processing and agriculture techniques and technologies. Therefore, the challenge for BBI partners today will be to support the fisheries sector to produce more by fishing less and by protecting more the ocean within the framework of the Blue Belt Initiative. Several projects have started or are awaiting financing aid and could be in the scope of cooperation between all the BBI partners. Smart Fishing Project. The sustainability of fisheries and the growth of income for fishermen are two important goals that are often viewed in opposition. The Moroccan Fisheries Research Institute has teamed up with the startup Intelligentica to conciliate those two goals. Testimony of Mr. Abdul Ahad bin Hamid, CEO and founder at Intelligentica. My startup is specialized in the development of artificial intelligence-based softwares for the fisheries sector. With the Moroccan Fisheries Research Institute, we are developing a software which analyzes fish populations data, fishing patterns, and underlying climate trends using advanced algorithms and machine learning techniques. One of the main features of this software is its ability to compile data from different sources, such as satellite imagery, sensor data from fishing vessels, meteorological data, and other parameters that can influence fishing. The output information will then be used to make predictions about fish populations and allow fishermen to make more informed decisions about when and where to fish. This relationship between a public institution and a private company has been very beneficial for both parties. On one hand, the INRH was able to benefit from our AI expertise to improve their own research and activities. On the other hand, our startup was able to benefit from their technical and scientific expertise to accelerate our development and growth. Zero waste of fish byproducts. The fish processing industry generates thousands of tons of byproducts that are mostly used as the major protein source for fish meal and fish oil. However, this process generates a low-quality product with low added value and has many environmental impacts. Researchers at the Moroccan Fisheries Research Institute have developed an alternative to bring out more value from sardines and other fish byproducts. Indeed, fish residues are a source of bioactive elements with the potential to generate biologic high added value compounds, such as collagen, gelatin, and hydrolysate. Morocco aims to develop this process at a pilot scale within an innovative biotechnology platform that provides early bioprocess services to the fisheries industry and startups. Microalgae Innovative Technology. With more than 25,000 species, ocean microalgae converts sunlight, carbon dioxide, and minerals more efficiently than any other plant on Earth. Because of bioactive compounds of algae such as beta-carotene, researchers at the Moroccan Fisheries Research Institute preserve the bioresources in a phytobank that is made available for industrials and provide them technical and scientific support. Microalgae startups. Startups developed a new technology to grow algae naturally, delivering both abundance and climate balance. It consists of growing algae in a large scale using only sunlight, seawater, and wind. The farms grow algae in the desert to make the healthiest plant-based sustainable food on the planet. Morocco is well suited for this type of mariculture with an ideal flat coastal desert, estimated at 5,000 square kilometers, enough to sequester 50 million of CO2 per year in an ecosystem-restoring way. With support from global institutions and powerful governments, we can turn coastal desert lands into production hubs of zero-carbon food. INRH Offshore Farm Project. As part of Morocco's research and development strategy for aquaculture, the Moroccan Fisheries Research Institute has established the first offshore fish farm on the Moroccan Atlantic coast. The farm is located at 4.5 miles from Sidi Ifni Port and is consisting of 4 floating cages of 29 meters in diameter and moored at 45 meters depth. With a pioneering offshore cage system, they aim to find solutions to keep a livestock of fish such as sea bream and sea bass and other species offshore of the Moroccan coast. With the success of this open sea systems development, the Institute anticipates that this will give a huge boost to the aquaculture development along the Moroccan coast. Project Amir Saji. The research team headed by Professor Amir Saji at Ben Gurion University is involved in intensification studies of aquaculture. Like any other modern livestock culture, the aim is to culture monosex populations. We created a biotechnology for the culture of monosex prawns, for higher yields, uniform product, and to shift energy from reproduction to growth. Since monosex populations could not reproduce, if animals will escape from the aquaculture system into the environment, they could not become invasive. For this reason, monosex populations could also serve as sustainable biocontrol agents against disease-carrying snails, such as fish disease in fish ponds, or in domestic water bodies, in which snails carry the human schistosoma parasites. Over 200 million people are affected by this bilharzia parasite, mostly in Africa. Conclusion. The Blue Belt Initiative presents best practices-based solutions that should be enriched by research, innovation, expertise exchange, and feedbacks from around the world. Environmental constraints can turn out to be sustainable and wealth-creating solutions, but we must all join forces, establish a sustainable vision for the fisheries sector, and protect our ocean and our home planet.